So as a child, I spent a lot of my summers at my grandparents' house. Abuela would spend hours watching novelas on TV, and Abuelo would be blasting Juan Luis Guerra so loud that the neighbor downstairs would be banging on her ceiling with her broomstick until he turned it down. But no fail, every Saturday at 7 p.m., everybody was in the same spot, in the living room, in front of the TV, because it was time to put on Univision and watch Sábado Gigante. And in that moment, so I was young, I would crawl onto my grandfather's lap while he was sitting on his brown, fuzzy, reclining couch, and I would lay my head on his chest, and even though it happened all the time, it was like the first time every time. I've noticed his hairy chest, I'd noticed his skin tags, I just noticed his breathing. And the other thing I noticed was the joy and the smile on his face every time the dance segments would start on Sábado Gigante. So I then turned my attention to the TV as well, because I wanted to watch what he was watching and see where the joy was coming from. And we would watch all of the dancers that were on TV. And it was fabulous every time. I was really in my happy place, and I think he was in his as well. So, throughout the years after that, my sister and I would always be in our living room, and we would put on 80s music, and we'd put on performances in the living room for our audience. Our audience meaning mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and whoever else felt like coming over and seeing us. But I wouldn't start until I put on my fluorescent leg warmers over my crutches. And we'd put on the music, and we'd start dancing. So yeah, my sister and I always joked that we were dancing on the ceiling like it was 1999, well before 1999 ever happened. And then fast forward to high school. I remember my senior formal in high school. It was my first slow dance with my then boyfriend. I was standing on crutches. He was standing in front of me. I don't remember the song, but we were just kind of swaying back and forth. And he started giggling, and I was like, "What's so funny? This is a serious moment. Why are you laughing?" And he was like, he's like, "Sorry, I'm looking at everything that's going on behind you." That was a joke because I am 4'10", and he was 6'1". So he could literally see all the things that were going on behind me. So he was giving me like commentary while we were dancing, and I was like, "Stop it, be serious. This is my first dance. Pay attention." But boys will be boys. So. He and I ended up breaking up. We actually started dating on Valentine's Day my freshman year. We broke up his freshman year of college, right, week before Valentine's Day, so that was over. But fast forward a couple years later to 2 years ago, and my friend Maria, who's here tonight, and I decided we were not staying home for Valentine's Day, and instead we were actually going to come to Real Abilities New York. Because Real Abilities was showing a film, and they were having a dance party afterwards. And we're like, great, what other place to go but to a dance party on Valentine's Day? Let's go. So I did not leave the house until I put on my black pants and my black shirt, because I wanted to be anti-Valentine's Day. However, I wore a red tank top underneath, because deep down inside, we all want a little love. So we show up to Real Abilities. And honestly, every time I come to Real Abilities, I leave saying that was my new favorite film. But that night was really just a different kind of film for me. They were screening a film called Musical Chairs about integrated dance. And we watched the film, and it was beautiful. It was all of a sudden showing me dancing in a way that I had never seen dancing before. I've always appreciated dance, from sitting on my grandfather's lap to experiencing my own versions of dancing, but I'd never seen dance with people, wheelchair users, dancing with non-wheelchair users, and just as beautifully as they were on TV. So I watched the film, and I said to Maria, this is great. And there was this particular character in the film that I was like, I want to meet him. So true to Real Abilities form, Real Abilities after the film brought out their talkback speakers, and among them was a choreographer and the director and that guy that I had seen, apparently my new celebrity crush, and nobody knew it yet, was on stage. And so I was like, wow, like I want to meet him. And I found out later he was going to be doing the reception. They were going to be offering some dance lessons, kind of really short dance lessons to anybody that wanted to have them. So film is over, clapping's done, everybody goes down to the reception. And so I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines watching everybody dancing, but in particular watching him dance and just noticing, again, that joy and that smile of dancing and what that brings to somebody's face, and just seeing him kind of light up the room. And I really wanted to get my chance. So it was time to go, though. Maria and I are coming from New Jersey, so she's like, we gotta go. And I was like, all right, let's go. So I go to turn around and I hear, hey. So I turn around and I was like, me? Yeah, you. He's like, do you want to dance? And I was like, with you? Yeah, with me. Sure. So he's like, come on over. And he's like, I'm going to teach you something first. So he teaches me. We go left, we go right, we go left, we go right, opposite directions. And he's like, all right. He's like, no. He's like, you got it? I was like, yeah, I got it. So I'm like, great, gotta go. And he was like, no. He's like, let's try it. I was like, okay. So we try it, and we actually dance together for a couple seconds. It's great, never danced before. And then he says, do you trust me? I was like, sure, I trust you. He's like, all right, let's do it again. So we do it again. I go left, I go right, I go left, I go right. And then effortlessly, my arm goes up, and I get twirled. And in that moment, my heart stopped, the world stopped. I was in that movie for a split second. All the music, all the dancing, all the noise was gone. I stopped, I said thank you, and I left. I went to the car, and I started crying. Maria's like, why are you crying? I thought you wanted to dance with him. I was like, I did. I don't know why I'm crying. She's like, I don't get it. So whatever, I calmed down, get into the car, and then I got to a point where I was able to say, I'm crying because as a female with a disability, as a female who's a wheelchair user, I never imagined I would be twirled. So, she was like, all right. She's like, you should have gotten his number. I was like, I did. So, after that happened, I left, and I left wanting a couple things. A, I wanted to dance with him again. I knew that was clear. But two, I just wanted to dance. More importantly than anything, I just wanted to dance. And I did. So since then, I've danced everywhere from, and dancing just meaning like dance clubs from New York to New Jersey to Philly. I've also, with Maria and with Colleen, who's also here tonight, we performed at the New Jersey Disability Pride Parade. We performed a belly dance, which is... which is unheard of. No bellies showing. You're welcome. And the other thing I wanted is to bring dance and bring that feeling, that amazing joy that I have been feeling forever, but really feeling firsthand to other people. So I've since tried to, and trying to bring dance workshops, actually one of the choreographers from Musical Chairs, to some of the disability organizations that I work with, and to help teach people with disabilities how to dance, because I really want to bring that to other people. And and it came full circle this weekend, because we also screened here at New York Real-Ability's Invitation to Dance. And that was another film that really showcases the beauty of people dancing, but particularly people with disabilities. And from this point forward, my hope is that my grandfather is still watching dancing, and he's watching me from heaven.
Millie Gonzalez, wow.